Jimbo here with FUSER. We're going to be diving into some skills that you might need to learn for FUSER and for DJing. And I like to call this how to be a good opener. You know, in FUSER you get to just start as a headliner, but there's a whole process you got to go to when you're grinding it out in the clubs and you're a DJ to get to that headliner position. And the way you play as an opener versus the way you play as a headliner is very different. So when you're opening and you're starting out and you've got like the first slot of 5 and you're in that very first one, you can't just come in guns blazing. You gotta set a mood. You gotta win the crowd over. You gotta get them to trust you. You gotta get them to like you. And you've gotta set up the DJs that are after you for success. So you can't be burning all the good songs and playing too aggressive. So there's a couple of techniques on how to do that. So right here, I'm playing a Disclosure song. It's a popular one, but it's not as popular as like Latch or their newer stuff. So it's a safe song to play. And it's still good, it still sets a vibe. You gotta pick your songs a little more prudently when it comes to doing this. So, next song I'm gonna drop is gonna be American Boy, Kanye West and Estelle. It's a little different, it's the discotheque remix. It's close to the original, but a little bit, gives a little bit of flavor to it as well. Let's find a good spot to drop this. I'm mixing my color here. You see the way I'm playing, I'm being, very conservative. I'm just, no real flair, just straightforward. Think of it like, I'm slowly building the foundation of a house. If you just went right for the awesome tile work in the bathroom, it's not gonna stand. You gotta have that good foundation. And that's what your job is as an opener. Now, when you finally get to that point where you're the headliner, you can do whatever you want. At that point, they're coming for your name. They're not coming for your skills. So, if you're a DJ that can handle all the opening stuff, and then you move into headliner, you're gonna have a very nice long career. But if you neglect the fundamentals of how to be an opener, you're not gonna get booked as much. So let's get one more track over here. This is a new Miguel Miggs track. Probably not super recognizable, but as an opener, you can get away with playing some off the beaten path stuff, breaking some really, really new stuff that the crowd doesn't know yet. Tastemaker kind of stuff. So, to kind of summarize what I've been talking about, you want to be a little conservative on your mixes. You don't want to burn your fellow headliner DJs or the DJs coming after you by playing stuff that they're going to play, especially if you're opening for like an artist. Like if you're opening for Diplo, don't play a bunch of Diplo songs. They call that burning the headliner, and you don't want to do that. Well, this is a nice new funky track. Like, no one really has this yet. You're going to set it, unless you're opening for Miguel Miggs. But if you're not, play some new stuff, Be experimental, is what I'm trying to say. So we're going to take this and we're going to apply it to the game. So obviously in the game, you're the headliner DJ. You got tons of people in front of you. But I'm going to show you how to take that conservative angle and kind of cut your teeth with FUSER so that when you do, get out there, you got a leg up on the competition, okay? All right, let's do this. I'm going to go freestyle. Let's go with Star Glacier. Let's go daytime. We're openers. We're going to be 9 o'clock in the morning. I wish they had that crowd at 9 o'clock in the morning. But here we go. So we're playing like an opener to start with, and then we'll move into some headlining tips. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna start playing some of the newer, lesser known tracks that don't have a lot of experience with yet. Kind of just throwing some stuff out there. Boost my BPMs up just a hair. So I'm just getting a little more experimental in the beginning here. So, golden rules as an opener. Don't burn your headliner by playing their songs. Don't play too aggressive to outshine them. They gotta have somewhere to go. And number 3, have fun with it. You know, if you're up there and you're having a good time and, you know, it just resonates through your music. Alright, let's get into something I'm a little more familiar with. I find it's easier to be experimental with the BPM range you're most comfortable with. I started with house music. I mean, I'm open format, but I always gravitate back to house, so I'm more comfortable in that 125, 130 range. If you're a hip hop head, you might want to stick with your 100, 105. So let's get Ooh, that bloom synth is strong. You see, as an opener style here, I'm setting a mood. I'm applying a foundation for the rest of the DJs to build their houses on. And it's funny, you would think being a headliner is the hardest, but once you get to that level, I'm not saying it's easy, but it is a little more accessible. To be a good opener is really hard. And if you can master that, you're gonna be fine when you get to that headlining spot. Future for Love's kind of funky, that's cool. You see, like, kind of being a bit of a tastemaker here and throwing some stuff out there. You're setting a nice vibe, you know? Obviously, if we're playing for real, I'd have this a little more dialed in. But this is FUSER, we're having fun, we're free-flowing with it. Gotta switch those drums out. It's a great track, but I always forget how slow it is in the beginning. There it goes. I was thinking Heath Ledger when I heard this song. He was so talented. It's funky. I like that. That Rose's bass line, you know how I love it.
Look at me, that way. I mean, me gusta all the dirty things I need every day. I mean, me gusta el cada detalle que te hago y que me haces bien. It's when I leave. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just when I leave.
Here we go. I'm new to this Me Gusta track. I like it. Into Roses. I love that bass line. Too much in there. That was okay. I can do better though. drums. Kind of ethereal. You're doing your opening set here. Crowd's starting to trickle in. You hear those beats. We're ready for a great day of music. Welcoming them in. You got to get them to trust you. That's why it's important to be setting that vibe and not be playing too hard. These raise it up tracks pretty tight too. See, it's an opener. You got to ride that line. You know, I'm gonna use a little bit of effect here to add a little flavor, but you gotta ride that line of like recognizable and like off the beaten path stuff. This is what makes it tricky. You know, you want them to trust you, like you're not gonna play a bunch of weird polka music, but at the same time, you gotta show that you're on the cutting edge. It's a tough balance, but you can really cut your teeth with FUSER. I mean, we're just messing around here with some of the newer songs and come up with some gold. Smart riser up here. Some Armin van Buren. So this would be like if I was headliner status. Just ratchet up that energy. You imagine that DJ switchover when the opener leaves and then the headliner comes on. That energy boost because they built a solid foundation. If you just started off with this, people would be like, dude, what is that guy's problem? But because you got the crowd to trust you, the headliner got to watch, see what the crowd's doing, it really is like a coordinated dance. Storm on the cue. Small riser. Oh God, here we go. You know, you got your MC or your hype person just being like, whoa. Dropping in some mashup. You can do some acapellas over your beats to give it that extra flavor. I'm going to bring the synth down a little bit. Get the vocals better. Oh shit, that's really good. Alright, tongue-tied, here we go. Yeah, but you see now that we're in headliner mode, you play more aggressively. Like, you don't need to hold back anymore. You can just let it fly. So when you're opener, you're reserved. You're a little more cautious. When you're a headliner, it's weapons free. You can do whatever you want. I wish I had my avatar's complexion in real life. His skin's so even. So you start to get into that flow. It's like the songs almost pick themselves once you get that good groove going. cue.
Let's begin. Party on, party people, let me hear some noise. DC's in the house, jump, jump, rejoice. There's a party over here, a party over there. Wave your hands in the air, shake the dairy, yeah. These three words when you get in busy.
Smart riser. Wow, Lipa, that bass line is just amazing. Here we go.
Don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Aren't you the guy who tried to?
Kind of approaching the end of my headliner set here. I want to think about how I'm going to end this. Always need to have an exit strategy as a headliner, and also as an opener. You want to have an exit strategy of how you're going to hand it off to the next DJ. You know, you want to set them up for success. You know, make sure you're not playing too fast or you're in a weird key.
So moved on, it's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. So if you don't wanna see me,
I think Dua Lipa is a great way to leave it here. A little acapella action.
If you wanna believe that anything.
So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jimbo. Please follow me on Instagram. You can find me at VJ_Jimbo. Check out FUSER. It's available now. You can get it on PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and for PC on Steam. So it's a ton of fun. It's a great way to, you know, sharpen your DJ skills and just have some fun with music. So thanks again for having me, and I'll see you guys the next time.